They laughed while you were breaking. But what terrifies them now is realizing you survived everything they did to you, and their own life is collapsing while yours is finally rising. Chosen One, before we go deeper, comment 777 below if you know this message found you for a reason. Not everyone was meant to hear this, but if you are here right now, it means your season is changing. Your enemies thought they got away with it. They thought they could disrespect you, betray you, twist your name, manipulate your kindness, and continue living peacefully as if karma was just a myth people throw around online. But what they are experiencing now is not bad luck. It is not coincidence, and it is definitely not random. This is what happens when someone keeps ignoring every warning life gives them. They were warned by their conscience, warned by the tension in their chest, warned by the relationships that slowly started falling apart, warned by the emptiness they kept trying to hide. But arrogance made them deaf, and now the consequences they ignored are finally catching up. Chosen One, they thought your silence meant weakness. They thought because you walked away quietly, you lost. But silence is not surrender. Silence is preparation. Silence is what happens when someone stops wasting energy, arguing with darkness, and starts rebuilding themselves in private. While they were busy laughing at your pain, you were healing. While they were performing online, you were transforming internally. And now life is exposing the difference between real strength and fake power. Imagine someone throwing mud at another person, laughing while the dirt stains their clothes. What they fail to realize is that they are standing in that same mud. Eventually it dries onto their own shoes. Eventually they begin slipping over the very mess they created. That is exactly what is happening to your enemies now. Their life feels unstable. Nothing feels peaceful anymore. Their sleep is broken. Their mind feels heavy. Their spirit feels restless. And the scariest part for them is this: no matter where they go, they cannot escape themselves. Chosen One, hear me carefully. You did not curse them. You did not send negative energy toward them. You did not pray for their downfall. They are simply drowning in the energy they created. Every lie, every betrayal, every cruel decision, every moment they laughed while hurting you, all of it stayed alive beneath the surface. And now it is returning home. For a while they looked happy, didn't they? They smiled online. They acted unbothered. They pretended their life was perfect while you were quietly picking yourself up from heartbreak. But Chosen One, karma does not move according to human timing. It moves according to accuracy. Some lessons need time to grow roots before they return. And now the bill has arrived. You can see it in their eyes. The exhaustion, the anxiety, the confusion, the constant tension they cannot explain. They call it stress. They call it burnout. They call it bad luck. But deep down, they know exactly why their spirit feels heavy. Guilt is not just an emotion. It is poison when ignored long enough. A person can lie to others for years, but eventually their own mind becomes the prison. Chosen One, have you noticed how everything in their life seems to be falling apart at once? That is because they ignored the warnings one by one. Life gave them chances to stop. Their conscience whispered. Situations exposed them. Relationships cracked. Peace disappeared. But instead of changing, they became more arrogant. And now every ignored warning has returned as a consequence. Meanwhile, look at you. You are not perfect, but you are honest with yourself. You admit your mistakes. You grow from your pain. You choose healing instead of hatred. That is why your energy feels different now. Chosen One, the reason they cannot stand watching you rise is because your growth exposes everything false inside them. Your peace reminds them of their chaos. Your healing reminds them of the wounds they never faced. Your discipline reminds them of the excuses they keep making. They wanted you broken because a broken version of you made them feel superior. But you rebuilt yourself, and now every step you take forward silently destroys the illusion they created about you. Comment 777 if you feel yourself entering a completely different season of life. Chosen one. Some people spend years pretending they are untouchable. They believe consequences only happen to weaker people. They move through life, crossing boundaries, disrespecting others, manipulating situations, and thinking time will protect them. But time does not protect arrogance. Time protects truth, and the truth is finally knocking at their door. At first, the collapse is subtle. A friendship changes. An opportunity disappears. A sleepless night becomes many sleepless nights. Their confidence starts cracking. Their relationships become unstable. Their energy feels darker. Then suddenly, everything begins collapsing together. Chosen one, that is the thing about consequences. They stack quietly, then they fall loudly. Imagine someone juggling knives in a room full of mirrors. Every knife represents a lie, a betrayal, a cruel action. At first they feel powerful, confident, entertained by the danger, but eventually one knife slips. And instead of falling quietly, it shatters every mirror in the room. Now they are surrounded by reflections of everything they tried to hide. That is what your enemies are experiencing now. There is nowhere left to run. Chosen one. For so long they thought your silence meant defeat. What they failed to understand is this. Your silence was self-preservation. Your distance was healing. Your isolation was transformation. While they were focused on appearances, you were rebuilding your soul. Now look at them, drained, confused, emotionally exhausted, unable to escape the weight of their own choices. And the most painful part for them is watching you glow while they crumble. Your elevation became their mirror. Every time you become calmer, stronger, wiser, healthier, more successful, it reminds them of every opportunity they wasted. Chosen one, you did not destroy them. They collapsed under the weight of their own behavior. You simply stepped out of the way. That is your power. Quiet, steady, unshakable. Some people still look fine on the outside. They still post pictures, still laugh loudly, still pretend they are winning. But if you pay attention, you can see the cracks. Their eyes look tired. Their spirit feels restless. Their energy feels unstable. That is because internal collapse never begins publicly. It spreads silently, like cracks inside glass. Every lie weakens them. Every betrayal hollows them out. Every manipulation poisons their peace. Until eventually, they cannot even recognize themselves anymore. Chosen one, their own mind has turned against them. The same mind they used to manipulate others is now trapping them. They overthink constantly. They feel paranoid. They replay conversations. They struggle to sleep. And no distraction lasts long enough to silence the truth. At night it becomes even worse, because when the noise disappears, reality gets louder. That is why they feel haunted, not by magic, not by revenge, but by their own conscience. Chosen one, have you noticed how people slowly started distancing themselves from them? That is because fake energy eventually reveals itself. People can feel when someone is carrying darkness inside. The charm stops working. The manipulation becomes obvious. The mask starts slipping. And suddenly the same people who once supported them begin disappearing. Why? Because relationships built on fear and manipulation never survive pressure. Those were never real connections, only temporary transactions. The moment their power weakens, the fake loyalty disappears too. Comment 777 below if you survived betrayal and still came out stronger. Chosen one, the irony is beautiful. They once mocked your peace. Now they desperately crave peace. They laughed at your healing. Now they cannot heal themselves. They called your kindness weakness. Now they are surrounded by coldness. Life has a powerful way of teaching people through reflection, and now they are finally being forced to feel the energy they once gave to others. Money cannot save them from inner chaos. Attention cannot save them from guilt. Distractions cannot save them from truth. Because this is not just stress. This is spiritual exhaustion created by years of dishonesty. Chosen one, there is something else they never expected. Their fake circle is collapsing too. The people they once bragged about are disappearing. The same people who hyped them up now stay silent. The same people they manipulated are backing away. Because fake loyalty melts the moment pressure becomes real. Imagine someone sitting proudly on a throne made of ice. They brag about how powerful they are, how untouchable they feel. But then the sun rises. Slowly the ice begins melting beneath them. That is your enemies right now. Their throne was never real. Their confidence was never stable. Their relationships were never genuine. And now everything is melting at once. First the replies become slower. Then the invitations stop. Then the secrets begin leaking. Then the people around them quietly disappear. Chosen one, the wolves they fed are finally hungry. And now they are becoming the meal. That is what happens when someone builds their life on manipulation instead of integrity. Eventually, everything collapses from the inside out. But look at you. You do not need fake followers. You do not need manipulation. You do not need attention to feel valuable. Your energy speaks for itself. Your spirit attracts real loyalty because it is authentic. That is why your path keeps expanding while theirs keeps shrinking. Chosen one, there is one final truth they are now being forced to face. There is no cure for a collapse created by your own character. They keep searching for ways to escape the discomfort. More distractions, more excuses, more pretending, but nothing works, because the real problem was never outside of them. The real problem is that they refuse to confront the truth. Healing requires honesty, accountability, humility, and pride refuses to swallow that medicine. So they continue suffering, not because healing is impossible, but because honesty feels harder than pain. Chosen one, understand this clearly. You do not need revenge. You do not need to prove anything. You do not need to fight darkness by becoming darkness. Your victory is already happening. Every day you heal. Every day you grow. Every day you choose peace instead of poison. That is the real win. And the people who tried to destroy you are now being forced to watch your light become impossible to ignore. So keep moving forward, quietly, powerfully, fearlessly. And before you leave, comment 777 below if you believe this message reached you at the exact right time. Because, chosen one, your next chapter is about elevation, peace, and finally becoming everything they said you never could be.